I always made it a personal goal to never let anyone train harder and be more prepared than I was. If I lost it for some other reason, not because they trained harder than me, not because they dieted harder than me, not because they did the cardio harder than me. All these things I could control. So people say, why you train so hard? I was like, because I never want to get beat because somebody wanted it more than me.
When I get exhausted, and Brent told me how much you want to win, and then I get a power.
You stay in it, you're training hard, you're going to get them. And if anybody slip, it's your day, without a doubt. Nobody else.
Ready to go. Great Wall's ready to see me.
So we're on I don't know, second, third day here of the Gas Mountain World Tour here in China. We'll see the Great Wall, Forbidden City, and Tiananmen Square. So all things that I wanted to see. So it's going to be one of those checklists. I get to check off the list, 9 of things I want to go and see around the world. So not many left at this point, but this is definitely I think one of the world's the seven wonders of the world. So very excited to go see it finally after 45 years, and looking forward to a great time.
Chairman Mao, the first leader of New China, it was a root poem. In the poem, there is a sentence which says, if you haven't been to the Great Wall, you are not a real hero. So today, congratulations, you shall be a hero.
Eccentrics. We don't tell you all this stuff just for fun. It's functional. Look at this.
Gas Mountain World Tour here in China we have a very busy schedule. This is typical when we're on tour. I tell people, my friends and family and stuff, like, oh, that's so cool, you get to travel and see the world, and it is very cool. But it's a cool job, but it's still a job. So every day, probably on this tour, every 2 nights we're in a different city. At this point we've been on planes, trains, buses, and we got a lot more ahead of us. So we're only about halfway through the tour. This is very typical, when we were up in Europe early in the year, same type of schedule. Every day is we start early in the morning, usually have a team breakfast, and then the day starts. So it's a very intense schedule. But, when you're here, that's, like I told Michael a long time ago, I said, if we're going to go somewhere and go on tour, let's work. I'm here to work, so let's get in as much as we can. Let's visit as many destinations as we can and make the most of the tour. So, the purpose of this tour is just to spread bodybuilding. Between me and Johnny, we've probably got 45, 50 years of combined experience in bodybuilding and fitness and nutrition. So we're just here to spread our knowledge and what we've learned over our lifetime of training and competing as professional bodybuilders, and try to help some of these young Chinese athletes that are up and coming that have the motivation, the drive, and the desire. They just don't have the knowledge, so try to help them with we share our expertise on training and nutrition with them, so help them better their careers, and hopefully one day they can make their dreams reality.
time are you at? Shanghai.
I don't know what day of the trip it is. I lost count. So anyway, we're here in Shanghai. We've got a seminar later this afternoon. So we sit at the hotel's like an hour and a half away about because of traffic. So we're eating some sushi. Right now we're trying to find some damn bus. I think we found it.
The Chinese fans and bodybuilders and fitness competitors are really intense. You know, more intense than people give them credit for. You know, and we know as well they're very intelligent. So you take that intelligence and you know, they super focus on one thing. You can imagine, you know, what they can accomplish and get done. So myself and Branch Warren here during the gas Iron War tour to give them that knowledge so they can, you know, spread their wings and fly, you know, create successful careers in the fitness industry like we have. And that's our mission here. And if anybody knows me, you know, I hate to be away from home. I hate to be away from my family. That's my life. This is right up my alley, getting here, being busy, don't have time to, you know, sit back and think and miss and all that, be homesick and all that stuff. So if you're going to do anything, you know, you get out, do it to the fullest. And that same intensity you bring to the gym, you bring that same intensity to your job, to your work, and you know, you see the results roll out from there.
他们之前来过这里。I used to keep my fat calories around 10% of my total calories, right? I guess the rest of 90% of my calories come from protein and carbohydrates.
Hello, Mr. Jackson and Mr. Warren. It's very exciting to see you two handsome guys here today. And my question is, would you mind give us a piece of real show here today? Yes, show your muscle. Thank you very much. We are all very glad to see that.
Take pictures and sign autographs for all these people now. I'll let you know how that worked out for me.
I thought I was going to get lunch a little bit or dinner, but it'll be a few hours. Seminar here in Shanghai at the university, man. Had a huge crowd here tonight. Several hundred people. I don't know how many yet, but paying the crowd. What's up? This is after about 2 hours of signing, and we still ain't done. So I want to say thank you to China and everybody who showed up tonight. Look forward to meeting some more of you guys the rest of this week.
It's been a great time. It's going to continue to be.
Beijing and Shanghai are two totally different fields of cities. I think my impression of it is Shanghai is the financial capital of China, whereas Beijing is the political capital. So a good analogy, Beijing is Washington, is Shanghai is the New York City. I've been to getting close to 60 countries now over the past 20 years, and I would say Shanghai is probably the only city I've been to that rivals New York City.
But I'm still going to conquer it. Gas unlimited, baby.
we had the pleasure of having this young kid, Marco, come in and train with us. And, I talked about a little bit before about the intelligence here, and he was intelligent enough. Once we talked to him and I talked to him, I could see that he had the intelligence or knowledge to know that he was missing something. So once I saw that, I was like, that's what you look for in a person, and a guide, and a competitor. There's a lot of guys today, this modern day, that look at all their strengths and look at what they're good at, and they got a lot of people behind them kissing their butt saying, yes, that's great, yeah, that's good. But this kid was humble when he talked to us, and was open to learn and figure out what he was missing.
Out here at the gym in Shanghai, so we get to train yesterday since we traveled all day and it's so hard, so about to go train some arms and see what we got.
And then with training with us, I think he figured out what he was missing. He was missing that intensity.
It's really tough, and the most tough training experience in my life.
Shangdu, intensity?
Yeah. The intensity is very, very high, super high, and no more rest, just one set after one second.
You gotta ask important questions. You know what I mean? Like, besides the hard workout and heavy, about the speed of it. The trying to catch your breath, and you're trying to breathe, and you can't catch your breath, and it's time for you to go again. How difficult that is to be under that kind of pressure, and then perform as well.
Like I said before, that's when you find out how bad you really want to win. Sometimes people find out they don't want to win quite as bad as they thought they did. Because sometimes winning comes at a very high price. If you ain't willing to pay it, somebody else is, and I promise you, they will whoop your ass on game day. Your training, your preparation, your workouts, your nutrition, your posing, all these things you can control. So, I always made it a personal goal to never let anyone train harder, be more prepared than I was. If I lost it, for some other reason. Not because they trained harder than me, not because they dieted harder than me, not because they did the cardio harder than me. All these things I could control. So, that's one of the reasons people say, why you train so hard? I was like, because I never want to get beat because somebody wanted it more than me. So those are things you focus on. You can't control about the shit you can't control. Don't worry about. I'd go to shows sometimes. Like, who's in the show? I'm like, Johnny is. I just know that because we work out together. Beyond that, I said, I don't know. And they're like, well, how do you? I'm like, it doesn't matter who's in the contest because I can't control that. No, I can't control them or anything about them. So I don't worry about them. I worry about me. Be the best I can be. And if you do that long enough, and every time you come into the gym, I try to do better than I was the previous time I was in the gym. Over time, you'll win.
I get exhausted, and Brent told me how much you want to win, and then I get appalled.
probably 15 years older than you, at least. So their motivation is a young guy that has higher intensity and more drive than they have because they got more experience. So if that's flipped, then it's no good. Like your contribution to the game must be more drive and higher intensity and push this so they can benefit from it. Otherwise you're a burden.
So that's what you got to, the attitude you got to take to the gym. You walk through the door, you just punch your clock. It's time to go to work.
You know, so we trained with a guy last night named Marco, a young national level Chinese bodybuilder. You know, great physique. He trained with us, and you know, we trained arms, and you know, we checked him a little bit, but you know, it's all right. He was very humble, very receptive to it, and that was the whole purpose of him working out with us. Is we want to show him something different, and you know, by training with us is the next level of intensity, next level workout. And I think, you know, he realized, hey man, I need to step it up, man. You know, these guys were, you know, two of the best bodybuilders on the planet for a long time. And I think bodybuilders, and I think people in general, if you train, most people train according to their surroundings. You know, in his gym, he might be the top dog, but on a world stage, he might even be the top dog in China. But on a world stage, he might have a long ways to go. So, you know, sometimes getting your ass kicked is a good thing. And it humbles you, and that goes for all of us. And you know, I think he realized, hey man, I need to step my game up. And because of that, I guarantee if he goes back to his gym and he steps it up, he'll be a better athlete because of it, and it'll show in his physique, and it'll potentially one day be a pro bodybuilder and, you know, walk on stage with the best in the world.
You kind of see a light bulb go off, you know, where he was like, you know, this is what I'm missing. I'm going to go back home. I'm going to get my shit together and you know, revamp things and get it on. And I got did nothing but how you say that I believe in this kid, and I believe, you know, here soon that he'll be able to achieve getting this pro card.
I thought you won. I thought you were gonna win. I thought you were gonna win.
Hey, so Brad's Warren and Johnnie Jackson here. We leave in Shanghai, man. Shanghai's been great. Wish we had a couple more days to see more of the city and meet more of the people, but we got to roll on out of here. We're on the way to Hangzhou. We'll be training, banging weights, making memories. See you there.
Yep, we're looking forward to it. Looking forward to meeting all the fans there, spreading a little bit of knowledge, and a whole lot of sweat and tears too. So hang on. You know my favorite saying, grab your popcorn. It's about to be on.
Shaking babies and kissing hands, baby. Gas Iron World Tour rolling into Hangzhou.